how to keep your limited company name if you have to liquidate your business. The video is aimed at you if you're a UK director who is considering liquidating a business but wants to start another limited company. So what we're talking about here is like a pre-pack liquidation. And that's where a business that has become insolvent for whatever reason, it can't pay its debts on time, liabilities are more than its assets, it has pending legal action. And the director realizes that business is insolvent and makes a decision that he or she would like to buy the assets of that business and transfer them over to a new company headed by the same directors. As long as due process is followed, it's perfectly legal to do. A valuation needs to take place, and the insolvency practitioner that's handling the case needs to be made aware of what's happening. But when that new company is set up, there is something called a Section 216 of the Insolvency Act, and it really stops directors of these new companies using the same or similar name as the insolvent company that's been liquidated. And this law's there to sort of help with transparency and make sure, we've all heard of the dodgy business guy that calls himself one thing on the Friday and takes a load of people's deposits, liquidates, and he's doing the same thing in a very similar name on the Saturday. Okay. There are ways that you can agree to purchase the name, the trading name of the insolvent business and legally use it in the new limited company. And I'm going to go through it with you right now. Now, the first way that you can safely reuse the company name is to purchase it back from the liquidator. So you will ask the liquidator for a price to buy the name back, and on the day of liquidation, you will purchase that name branding from the liquidator. Now, if you choose this route, you need to make sure you get a proper sale agreement detailing the assets bought, including the company name. And as long as you buy them legally, you're sort of safeguarding yourself from any personal action. Now, what you've then got to do is you've got to advertise in the London Gazette and inform creditors and stakeholders that you are buying this name back from the liquidator, and you need to do that within 7 days of the date of liquidation. Okay? So when you're speaking to a liquidator about this, it's really best practice for them to give you some guidance on the sort of step-by-step process of how you would purchase your name back from the liquidator. But that's one way you could reuse the name. The second way where you could use a similar name is if you already have an existing business that has traded for over 12 months with a similar name. So let's just say Chris Worden Car Dealer Limited is going into liquidation. But Chris Worden Cars was incorporated and has traded for over 12 months. Well, that allows me and the new company to continue using that trading style because it's not a prohibited name, because it's been trading for over 12 months already. Now, the third way that you can use the same or a similar name is to seek court permission. Now, this is a more complex avenue, but it is viable. Basically, directors apply to the court for permission to use the prohibited name. And if the court believes there's no intent to deceive or defraud any creditors, permission might be granted. Now, I've mentioned the word transparency in this video, but it's important that if you're going down this route, that you have got to ensure transparency. You know, make sure former clients, you know, suppliers, creditors, stakeholders are aware of what it is you're looking to do. Because here, guess what? There are some really severe potential consequences if you're caught doing wrong and you sort of fall foul to the section 216 and you breach it. Now, the consequences of failing to follow these procedures could render the director personally liable for some or all of the insolvent company's debts. So really, really important, and I've seen personally that the insolvency service are really clamping down on this at the moment. So listen, you know, insolvency, it can be complex, it can be intricate, right? But with the right knowledge and the right professional guidance, you can navigate through this. Now, if your company's name's valuable, you know, or your trading style's valuable, it's worth exploring these options to make sure that you can retain it ethically and legally. Now, with all of these things, it's important that you take advice at the earliest opportunity. I hope you found the video useful. If you'd like a chat, it's Chris Word and First Business Rescue. Thanks for your time.